Alright, y'all. So, it's your boy. It's your boy King Breach. And today we will be reviewing RVR. If you don't know what RVR is, you shouldn't be on this channel. If you do know what RVR is, you're probably not watching this video, but RVR is a strain. Now, back in the days, I used to call it a strand. And I know a lot of people that still call it a strand. I used to look it up on Google and say strand, but it is strain. Now, in terms of me reviewing it, I would say it's not really strong enough for me, personally. I usually prefer something stronger. The quality is great. Definitely an earthy type of taste to it, an essence of pine and hey, at the end of the day, the only thing that I really care about is, does it burn well, does it puff well, and does it scuff well? If it don't do those three things, I don't want it. Okay? Now, when you get a nice full puff, it's hard. I mean, there's definitely a lot of strains that are there's definitely a lot of strains that are people gonna think I'm high because when I sneeze my eyes be like but anyways, there's definitely a lot of strains that have different, flavors, tastes, and certain things like that. But in general, you're not really going to taste much more difference when reviewing or even trying to pick out certain things, unless you're a professional when it comes to the field. It's gonna be hard to find something besides earthy and piney. You know what I'm saying? Because it's from the earth. Pine is kind of earthy. Earth is kind of piney. It's kind of hard not to, as an inexperienced person, I mean, you know what I'm saying? But you can't really say you're inexperienced just because you haven't done it on a professional level to where you're able to tell exactly, is this pine, lemony, earthy, citrusy, you know what I'm saying? Like all this extra stuff, like sweet, aromatic. Just because you haven't done that doesn't mean that you're not a professional, because you could have been lighting up for 30 years, you know what I'm saying? And that doesn't mean just because you haven't made a profit off professionally identifying the qualities and flavors that you're not qualified as a professional, because you know what I'm saying, professionals have really just been doing what they do for a long time and they're good at what they do. If you light up and you're good at what you good at lighting up, you know what I'm saying, you do what you do and you're good at doing it, then you're a professional. I mean, you got years in the game. Listen, we're some professionals. We spend a lot of money on this. We might not make money off this, and there's some of us that do make money off this, and sometimes we do make money off it just because it just happens like that sometimes. But you know, we always got a choice to pick between good and bad light ups. You don't want to pick bad light ups because that affects your lungs, it affects your inner. You don't want to mess up your inner. You want to keep your inner good. You know what I'm saying? And taking any type of, you know what I'm saying, air inside of your lungs that's not supposed to be inside of your lungs, including the air that we literally breathe every day, is bad for your lungs. But you're making it worse when you do things like lighten up. That's what I do. And do I know I'm making it worse? Yeah. But am I really making it worse if it's for medical purposes? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people out here that light up for the purposes of just getting through life, or they're bored. You know what I'm saying? But there's a large community of us that light up because it helps us with our, you know, ailments, our inner ailments, and our outer ailments. You know what I'm saying? It depends. It could physical, mental, you know, both fields, the physical field and the mental field, the inner field and the outer field, the exterior field and the inner field. It really just depends on what you need it for. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely think it's important to always, always, always never spend money on something, even if it's as good as lighten up, which would help you out in terms of, like for me, it helps with PTSD, anxiety, but you know, and also a lot of, you know, pain, because I started doing labor young because I wanted to move out. I wanted to have my own stuff. I wanted to be my own person. I wanted to not allow anybody to be able to tell me that I'm relying on them. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I put my body on the line in labor jobs in order to make a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? And I'm paying for it, and I'm not even 30 yet. You know what I'm saying? So that sucks, but you know, we do what we gotta do when we gotta do it, and as a man, you gotta do what you gotta do. This is not even the final stage of your life. Once you die and pass on from this life, something great is gonna happen. Now, whether that's something great, listen, I don't even want to get into that, but something great is gonna happen, and this earth is not the greatness. You know what I'm saying? You could put as many tattoos on yourself. You could get as many muscles as you want to get. You could have as many girlfriends as you want, cars. You could eat as much food as you want, play as much games as you want to, you know, do as much wrong as you want, do as much right as you want. But at the end of the day, this life that we're living right now don't mean nothing. And if you don't figure that out right now, you're going to figure it out later. Just like me. And I'm not denying it. I'm just trying to help you see that what's in front of us today is not all there's going to be. Okay? So, do your best, cross your fingers, and hope one day that when you get to the next stage in life that you are prepared, because we don't know. We don't know. We want to know. We've made some pretty good conclusions, but we don't know. So you have to be prepared for anything that you could ever imagine. Think about that. You have to be prepared for something that you could ever imagine. Not that you could never imagine, but anything that you could ever imagine. You have to be prepared for any of that because you really don't know. And not knowing is only the half. So you could treat this like it's like this on earth. This is the beginning and end, but I promise you it's not. It's not the beginning, it's not the end. It was never the beginning. It was never the end. I feel like it's really just a testing ground, but it's not about me. I don't even think it's a test anymore. I think it's a perfectly perfected system. A perfectly perfected recycling system that goes over and over and over and over. And you know, maybe one day you can prepare yourself to break the cycle. Maybe you'll be the person. When you pass, they call it dying on earth. When you die, or when you pass away, as they say on earth, honestly, what you're really doing is you're moving on. Because energy does not just... Energy moves on, it keeps going, it passes on. You know what I'm saying? So your energy, your life force, your intelligence, your whatever it is that carries along with you after you quote unquote die or pass away is gonna need to be strong. So you need to strengthen that so you can be able to fight, or maybe not even fight, but agree with or understand or you know, compartmentalize whatever you have to do. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm about, we can't guarantee anything, but there's a lie. There's a lie that says we can't guarantee anything. We can't guarantee anything but life or death, right? Blah blah blah. Life or death, taxes. You know what I'm saying? Democracy, all that. But anyways, the main things is a person that lives will live and they will die eventually, right? That's the only thing we can guarantee. You live and you die. You know what I'm saying? Taxes too, but you know, there's also certain cases where it's not a thing. With billionaires, the people that make more money than you'll ever see, your entire generation will ever see, can escape things like that you would never imagine escaping because they would have you under a jail. But anyways, it's your life, it's your destiny. Prepare yourself. Enjoy the life that you have. Enjoy the people that are around you. You know, enjoy the blessings around you and all that stuff. But just make sure that you're in the back of your mind. Make sure you're always preparing for what's next.